Okay, welcome to Midwest Outsiders. Today we're not actually going to be doing a table review of anything specifically, rather than just talking about a general model. As you can see in front of you is the Model 1911, one of the most iconic sidearms or handguns, in my opinion, in handgun history. It was originally created in 1910, I believe, became mass produced and is more widely known as being in 1911. Served as a U.S. military sidearm from 1911 to 1985. Designed by John Moses Browning, who is an engineering genius, also is responsible for inventing the M1919 belt-fed machine gun used in World War II, the BAR, Browning automatic rifle used in World War II, and the Browning high power, which is currently today manufactured by FN, I believe, and maybe some off-brands out there, but it's actually a very similar handgun to the 1911 in some different aspects. But John Moses Browning always thought that the 1911 was his perfected piece. Now, going into some wars that the 1911 served in, it saw action in the Philippine-American War, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and it still is used today by certain units and individuals over in Iraq and Afghanistan. This gun is over 100 years old, and it's still not anywhere near being done. Okay, I want to talk about each gun individually here, just to kind of give some insight. We've got a Kimber, and this is a polymer stainless steel. Awesome gun. Holds 12, 15 rounds in the magazine.
14 magazine, 1 and 2. My bad, sorry, man.
14 magazine, 1 down the pipe. It's not a very common Kimber, but a very nice one nonetheless. Shoots great. I've shot it before. On the behind here, we've got a Ruger SR 1911. Pretty popular 1911. Stainless steel, wood grips, smooth 1911, tight 1911. I like the way this one performs also. And then in the back, we've got a Kimber Custom 2 with some aftermarket pieces on it. And I just want to kind of go through some differences and similarities between these. All of them, you'll notice, have the same slide. And actually, if I wanted to, I could interchange those slides with each other. Even the Ruger and the Kimber, I might be able to interchange those as well. It depends on how the frame configuration is. All of them have standard flick safety, even the Polymer. The Polymer is kind of an off-breed here, but it's, in my opinion, still going to be considered a 1911. Takedown on a 1911 is hard. It actually requires a tool. And there's a front bushing at the end of each 1911, and you have to remove that bushing first. There is a quick takedown method, but it kind of prevents you from getting at a lot of the tidbits. It just basically strips the upper from the lower. Yeah, that's kind of basically it. Some differences, those are the similarities. Some differences, let's obviously Polymer lower on the left there. We've got here, let me just rack that back there so you can see. The difference between the Ruger and the Kimber back here is a full-length guide rod. And the one in the Ruger's got a mid-length guide rod. Some people have their preferences. I haven't seen any studies that show that one performs better than the other. I have other people say that they like the full-length guide rod. I don't know if it's just some sort of thought process in their mind that there's more there, it's a sturdier piece. But as far as performance-wise, as far as on paper, the way it shoots, I haven't seen any differences. This Kimber over here also has a full-length guide rod as well. And I think that's kind of just a thing that Kimber, it's a brand thing. there's three different sizes of 1911s. These are officer models. I think I've gone through this already. And there's Commanders, the 4.2-inch barrel, and then there's the these are government models, and then the officer models are the subcompact or the compact at 3.5 inches for the barrel length. And I believe those have different those have different bushings, those have different barrels. There's a lot more difference to those, and you can't necessarily slap just a different barrel and slide on the lower and make things work, especially with the officer model. But they have different guide rod lengths as well. All of these have stock triggers in them. None of them have any trigger jobs, but you can put some trigger jobs on them. These are very highly customizable for a lot of different aspects. Performance, they're probably one of the most popular competitive handguns. I use mine for everyday carry and also deer hunting. Been fortunate enough to take 2 deer with mine. So they are a great multi-purpose sidearm. One of the oldest handguns in the book, and still today probably one of the most effective handguns in the book. In my opinion, there is no handgun that is not based off of a 1911 in some way, shape, or form. Even striker fired, in my opinion, you can still find descending features that will date back to what look to be 1911. So in my opinion, the 1911 was the first pistol to influence all pistols today. Even polymer frame, even striker fired. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have on the 1911. Great firearms to shoot. If you've never fired one, I highly recommend not only shooting one, but buying one, because everybody should have one. They make them as low in the price range as, $400 or $500, and they make them as high in the price range as $4,000 or $5,000. So, and higher if you go to specialty stores. I mean, there's all of these guns are different, and there's no two similar 1911s. So with that, I want to thank you for your time, and thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.